I made some comments on the Mario Arts video. I mentioned it again, interesting that, or at least it seems for me that every big empire around here get it the biggest extent or started like the Roman Empire, and they beat that some Hungarians, so somebody here in Carpathians, As I know, Trajan, the time of Trajan, the Roman Empire had the biggest extent. But they beat the Dacians, not Hungars, but somebody here. Ottomans, I guess also, so Suleiman was coming in Hungary 7 times in fact. He was coming like he was coming home, or I don't know. German Roman Empire, sometimes they take from Charlemagne started it. He was crowned at Roman Empire also, let's say, from there. But for a few years before he beat it Avarons in Pannonia. Or if you take from Otto beat it here, the Wiki says from here, starts the German Roman. Otto beat it 50-50 Hungars, Mongol Empire, I guess, because they until most far away race where they get there is Hungary from Mongolia, right? I guess until they came from, let's say, Mongolia to Hungary, that they beat the Kievian, Russian entered in China, Persians and whatnot, So probably until they get to Hungary, they beat us. So they also probably in that time had the biggest extent. Only they retreated from Hungary, interesting. So, whatever, I don't end it. And I don't know the Byzantine. These two beat us. But these Byzantine Hungarian stories from the 12th century chronology is a mess. So even in English book say it. Cannot be dated exactly, but approximately. Even approximately is hard. So sometimes you can put up if even 5 or 10 years is maybe these two is the same, whatever. So I don't know the Byzantine, so I was thinking to give a search again, so what it says, or there was, they put something out Google first enters, newly if you put a question, Google shows. After there was, because if I would dig in after again in history and at least on Google books, so probably I will find out there. But I guess it was like this. Let's say again. Let's see again. Here at the biggest state. Wait the fuck, I went to Google Books. Napoleon. It's Trajan, yeah, I know. And he 10 years before occupied Dacia. Interesting. So somebody in Carpathians, went oh, holy shit. But the still is about, Hungary was occupied. How many years, let's say, from here? I guess it's the span of occupation of Hungary, if you take from Buda was a liberated, more exactly, let's say Belgrade. This is a battle in South Hungary. So if you take from here, even the occupation of Dacia, but not even this date is fixed. Today it pushed it like this, but you open a little Google book, so not this ancient book, so I remember I read somewhere that not even is known when Trajan after this went to Parthia, because enters in Parthia. Interesting that Parthia, which was founded by Arsak, which was Scythian also. What's so interesting? Because they say whatever, so he beat the Dacians here, and Dacia retreat, Roman retreat from Dacia put it on 69, 74 I saw. So if I had 74, 5 years, I observed in fact occupation of Hungary is almost the same like, take from Belgrade liberated, I guess here, second battle of Mohács also here somewhere, Look at this, if you take from here, Roman occupation of Dacia was this, Ottoman occupation of Hungary was this then. So it's 8, 10 years max. It's probably they are the same also. So they say Vienna. Maybe it was some Soliman came third time in Hungary. And yeah, so yeah, Vienna, yeah. So when I see these numbers, I saw in other places the 153 or 4, 53 or 4 days or years. Most cases is between similar things, So probably when here they were also beaten, here they already occupied Hungary 3 years, right? But they went to Vienna when they were repulsed, they were beaten, here they were beaten again. So probably, anyway, so the approximately the span when the Ottomans were in Hungary had the biggest extent. And after the in fact, because after this is a battle of Budo, Belgrade is here, so so is when so Ottomans were in fact they say that the Ottoman Empire was biggest extent when Hungary was occupied, so it's clear. Went Mongol around here, not with they entered Hungary. So no, but interestingly, in Hungary in 82, put it on some Russian chronicle puts on 1282, other chronicles put 85. The second Mongol invasion of Hungary, so it's close again. And if you go, you suppose that there are double things, and that Hungarian researchers who look at on heribert things at first observed that they're doubling with the Julian era, this basically, the death of Caesar to Jesus. So between the second Mongol invasion of Hungary and the first is this year, approximately. So again, the suspect that the second Tartar invasion is the same, which is at maybe if you dig in sources, we will find even 80 something, whatever. 3 years, not there. In fact, they had again. They also when they occupied Hungary. No, not occupied for only 1 year because they say that they retreated, which is some BS, but whatever. Let's see if they. They had Cora is like some official. You read the wiki. Let's put like give something with Poland and Hungary. Beat it. Not have it's because they were late. Alright, but like I say, second Mongol invasion also is around here. Fucking. The Mongols also probably. Sounds some more money out but what the fuck? Sounds Hungarian Megalomania. I want to say that we are important, but we must be important because we are deleted from even fake history, like I say. Came from Eastern Europe, but they say we are not Europeans. We are not European language. We stolen our language from other languages, loan words. We don't have culture. We were beaten by everybody. We oppressed neighboring nations, but all that is fake, What the fuck? after that you think that what is global mafia's problem with you? Because probably the opposite is real, you know. Or anyway, something else. Alright, Mongol, which was the third I said. Ottoman seems, yeah. The German Roman is clear, is not biggest extent. Let's put that also. Let's see. German Roman, holy was right, holy. So interesting when also the Mongols beat the Hungars. Germans not beat us in this. When Genghis Khan was born, they say. In fact, I can say in the time of Genghis Khan, when Hungary was whatever, but they started then, you know. They all put Charlemagne when he was crowned, or they put here, but 7 years before he beat the Hungars, Otto, right? So again, Hungars was beaten to some. So it seems for all this from all these things like Hungary was some plague or like somebody they must be beaten because started something when you know or all this invasion which was propagated by the Huns started you know again. But interestingly after the Huns evaporated and every people which say they came with the people's migration you know in the 5th century with Huns and shit. After that, interestingly pop up all these kingdoms in Europe. Until then, which was barbarians, and so you can think that in fact it was not Hun invasion, barbarian, I don't know what, but was some setup. So people came then made. So in fact they made Europe, you know, because everything is the opposite. Because Charlemagne beat the Avarus. So again, somebody beat it in Carpathians, you know. Got to be the Hungars. Mongol Empire seems Byzantine, I don't know. Two biggest defeats from Byzantines Hungars have in these years, approximately. John Komnenos and Manbe. Meanwhile, John Komnenos' wife was Piroshka, the daughter of biggest Hungarian Saint King. Manuel is she's a great son, how to say, I guess. Brown face, but it goes to dark things. Mother, where is it, man? This. Irene Piroshkom is ready. Red Hood Riding Hood. Interesting. He was daughter of biggest Hungarian Saint King. No, they're not even saying also known as Saint. But also is not what else is whatever. So when the fucking Byzantines, I don't know. When the Byzantine Empire started, let's put up. We're not in lovers border there, I say. What was called? Oh yeah, the building of Constantinople. But Attila was born here, because if you take the Western Chronicles, he died here, and in 3 Hungarian Chronicles, he lived this year, so this year, so this year, so 123, 4, or 5. So if you take out which one you know. So Byzantine Empire started, and 1 Hungarian Chronicle puts the Huns first Hun conquest of Pannonia, but the Huns, Hungars, and Hungarian Chronicles are the same. Puts here. So Attila was born when the Byzantine Empire started when the Huns entered Europe, but only 1 chronicle say this. Others say 73. Interestingly, here also this 45 years is the difference. Like I said, it can be adding to use it for duplicating, you know. So that's why it was. or Attila was born. Interesting that also. So Hun, exactly in the same year when the biggest Hun was born. Well, 45 years later, Hun's coming. So it's everything is opposite. So otherwise, this Byzantine Roman Empire not existed, like I said. I'm just putting together like went. I don't know what. Hier. Hier are Huns coming. So to not beat, so I was talking like somebody must beat the Hungars or to start or we have the biggest extent. Here, they not beat the no Huns. Interestingly, in 57, our Huns were later beaten by Charlemagne. The difference is they were beaten here, 31, whatever. And when they came in Pannonia, they say that they went to Byzantium from Central Asia, 557, entered in Pannonia here. Not in this years again, so not that it lost is like 130, but this they are deleted. Interesting also. So here they are not beaten Huns or somebody, but what the fuck they must I feel. This it's interesting. So Byzantium is not, but I have duplication, for example. So interesting, you know, our Huns. They say 552. Avars, because they're not like the Huns, they are Huns also. Avars enter in Constantinople in they are successful, that's why I'm not, you know. And, but in Hungary, so in Pannonia, they enter in Constantinople, Constantinopolis city, not Sun Hungarian Constant. Hungary was called Pannonia, Sunland. They're probably the same, you know. I guess put it like this or around, you know. Here. Because if you double this, goes to here, which is close to when Hungars are beaten by Byzantines. Interesting. Look, to Harambatea is called it. Here, they are beaten. Not even put to the bottom. What the fuck? Hier wil they say, we is a naval battle on the Danube or some shit. Here, so this is the one of the biggest defeat, the first biggest defeat of Hungarians from Byzantines. But there was also around when the Roman Empire, they say here they were beaten the 69, I guess, 67. But Byzantines also, together with Russians and shit. So, I don't know, so they say no, it was not for biggest extent. So goes this, so wait, so yeah, duplication I saw like this, because the other biggest battle of Hungars, Sirmium, whatever, I don't know, they put a 60, whatever. Here, these two, you know. And look, the double this number, it goes to here. And this what is it? When Avars, so not just came in Pannonia, but they beat the Byzantines at also Sirmium and Belgrade. So Sirmium is on the same region, right? The same place in fact. A few kilometers, I guess. Otherwise, oh, so CAGO, Sirmium, I guess. Look here. So we have Sirmium battelen, but I say that for this one, they don't duplicate, so double years, you know. Hier Hungars bitet bij Byzantinese, hier de Avars occupy Sirmium. You know. So 1 year not what they are. So even the 85 that was based on some telephone as chronicle or whatever. You know. So how to say no, it's not clear this thing. So the who beat it the Hungars. Is deze John Comenos hier Manuele and this date. Guy who beat let's say you know approximately where double goes to Avars came in Pannonia. So you get it, it's not clear like exactly some other connection, but in 552 they say was the Byzantine Empire the biggest and interesting the same 2 years later, whatever, probably is not fixed also this. Avars appeared in Constantine, Huns appeared again. Why they are in picture again? Like take the Byzantine Empire started in 330. Why exactly one Hungarian Chronicle says the Huns came in 328? Attila was born. If you take the different, you know. He Avars and in Constantinople in 2 years, the Butter 60 says, you know, 10 years later, let's say like this, you know, it's close anyway. Avars entered Pannonia. And when the first time a bit the Byzantines in fact is here, until I guess here, some Tiberius or what the heck. But interesting, the Battle of Sirmium, the same place, Siege of Sirmium is double again. So in fact, when the Avars went out from here, you know, even if you go with them, but like I said, not even the, I guess, Battle of Avars versus Tiberius is put that here, first battle, let's say, versus Byzantines, you know, it's close anyway. Here is first time Manuel Keynes versus Hungary, the guy who beat the Hungars here. But Manuel was not present, but he started. No, wait a minute. Manuel was not present, but in his start. Manuel is the they were put it out, you know, the guy, you know. So he's the guy, Emperor here. And half thing goes to Siege of Sirmium, you know. So everything like, but I don't know. Somehow probably can be said that the Byzantines, when they have the biggest extent, not beat at Huns or somebody here, Carpathians, but appeared some Huns. There in Constantinople and 10 years later in Pannonia. Here, when they are not yet here, let's say. And with our siege, in fact, go out from first time, here also, I guess. Not say, of course, there are not so many things in the same place because they don't want you to. But they beat Tiberius in 76 already. Something like this. You know, they're paying tribute, so probably they must beat it. They hit them, you know, or something. Whatever is close, you know, double, like I said, not even these dates from the fucking second, third century is not fixed. So, approximately, if you take. So here is just a duplicate, I don't know, so not some saying then they had the biggest extent, but those are here the last big defeat is also goes to that number. You know, Avars beat the Byzantine. Sirmium, the same Sirmium again. Byzantines beat the Hungars and close to when Avars came in Pannonia. 10 years before, what has the biggest extent Byzantine. There was the Ottomans also. Let's see, fucking Suleiman died. Suleiman beat the Hungars. Look what number. You double the 26, you get the 52. So almost looks like interesting to know because here Stefan first king of Hungary born, but who has a Stepan name like Dark Sun. Interesting. So you take the Avar Huns, Byzantium, and you suppose that Ottomans are Byzantines. Divided in three gives Alexander era. Interesting. Alexander, Lex is low, Solomon is called a lawgiver. This can be seen in fact it's about that somehow. Wait a minute, so put it again, but chronology is not fixed. So here Byzantines beat the Avar Huns here in Pannonia around this date. Here they beat that. Look, wait a fucking minute. So it's the same fucking thing, man. Byzantines at Sirmium beat this is the biggest defeat of Hungarians from Byzantines. Minus the biggest defeat of Avars from Byzantines. Maurice, Campagne, Balkan, I don't know what I is it called. Here, anyway, here they say that even seven sons of Khan Bayan. It's a bit Avars now to say. Pannonia, so entire homeland, how to say. You can read it if you know. Look, but if you take what the wiki says, it goes exactly to Avar in Pannonia 10 years before, let's say, in Constantinople. Byzantines, let's say, Hungary beat the interesting. They beat the Hungars, but they're not entered in Hungary. It was story is cut there probably. Here they also entered it, was beat the Avars in Pannonia, but also nobody wanted this land, you know. It's a place is surrounded by mountains and nobody fucking wanted this shit. Yes, so there was. So again, you know, you can think that, I don't know, close to the biggest extent, they beat the Avar Huns, they beat the Hungars. Pannonia or Hungary, obviously, you know. Close to the biggest extent. Let's take the number of Avars entering there. Avars entering Venice. Interesting. So, but probably the puzzle is in every way, you know. Alright, I don't know what Hitler to give. So this even the Byzantine biggest extent seems that they beat it, the Huns, or somebody around here. Or you can suppose that all these peripheral, southern, especially empires in Europe existed. Meanwhile, here in North, we were just those barbarians, you know, Celts and Gauls and Germans, later the Dacians and all these nomads in East, you know, mentally in Essen. Well, you can suppose that it's the reverse. Not there was the culture, but here, something. But was there also, I don't care if they had the, but like here was nothing is mentally. So the fabric, everything is reverse, man. So even the Byzantine Empire had the biggest extent when they beat the Hungars, but the puzzle is there is a twist, you know, there's some shit. You must put some chrono differences. Alright.